Hi everybody, this is Gabe from the ShutterStation. This is a continuation from our previous episode where we showed you how to create black and white images using Aperture with much more creative control than just using the color mixer. In this episode I'm going to show you how to create a selective black and white. A few people have asked us about this in Twitter and we decided we would show you how to do it. So this is the same image that we ended up with last time. I'm just going to get rid of the vignette to make it a bit clearer, and I'm going to get rid of the monochrome mixer to turn it color. Now, to turn it into selective black and white, we can't really do it through Aperture itself, unless we select a color, for example, select a color that we've got there and just desaturate that color. We can do that, but it's not going to give us an exact control because it's going to desaturate all the colors that are in that range. So, for example, there's a few things down over here that it's desaturating. It's desaturating some bits of this tree. If we bring it back, you can see there's a little bit of red here. I'm gonna bump it up a bit so you can see. Just look, have a look at this area. If we get rid of that, it desaturates that area. So it's not really selective. It's just based on colors. If that is what you want, that's fine. But if not, it doesn't really work as you want. For example, let's say we wanted to desaturate just this guy here. We pick the green and we desaturate that green. But obviously, it's affecting also around here. It's getting rid of some of the color over here, and so it's not really desaturating selectively. So the way to do it in Aperture is start with the color image, and we will use the plugin that comes pre-installed in Aperture, which is Images Edit With, and it's Dodge and Burn. This plugin here comes installed with Aperture, and all we need to do here is it opens up the image it converts it into a TIFF, so it's not really the raw image anymore. It actually creates a second file. That's one of the bad things about plugins, but it also gives you a lot of control. The way to do that here is to use desaturate and then paint using the brush here. Paint away what you don't want to be in color. So for example, for now I'm going to desaturate the background. So I'm going to create just a big one so I can do it quickly. Make sure I've got strength of 100%, and then I'm going to start just painting away over here. And as you can see, the whole thing just desaturates very quickly. I'm going to go to a smaller brush and just paint away these areas over here. I'm not going to do it very detailed because it'll take a little while, but just to give you an idea. Cool, so let's just desaturate that bit here, desaturate that bit here, and we'll just leave the guy in the bike, the sculpture, in color. Alright, so there we go, that's close enough for now. Alright, there we go. Now to get the images better, we will zoom in and start working on the image. Just get a smaller brush and just start desaturating all this. Now if we go in like this, for example, it's not a problem. We can just go over here to saturate and bring it back. So it's like painting in Photoshop. Similar thing. We've got a lot of control on what we want to do here. Cool. So that's just very quickly. Go back to desaturate. Get rid of that, and that is very quickly a good way of creating this selective black and white from within Aperture. Saturate, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's going to be an extremely boring video, but you get the idea. Paste that back in. And the cool thing about this is that you can then change the size of your brush to work on the finer details. I'm using a Wacom tablet for this, and I'm not doing a very good job at it, but no problem, I can correct. So you can spend as much time as you want on this. The other good thing is that you can actually lower the strength and make it a bit softer, and then you can do it on several passes. So saturate, desaturate, and then that'll give you more control. You can do it one pass at a time, and then get a little bit closer, until you get to where you want to go. Cool. So just zoom back in. So there you go. That is desaturating selectively using Aperture. So once you've finished, let's assume that this is actually, we spent the time doing all this correctly, and let's assume that is also, we did a proper job. All we need to do is click Save, and the plugin takes us back to Aperture, creates a new file stacked with this one that has the desaturation. So that's the original, that's the new file.